Do you struggle with coming up with ideas of what to make for dinner or just feel like you don't have the time? Well, you're in luck because I've got a recipe for you today that's yummy, easy, and even the kids will love it. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite island and Hawaiian style recipes. And today I've got an easy recipe that uses the Instant Pot, so it cuts down on your cooking time and also makes it so you don't have to stand in front of the stove to watch it. The Instant Pot does all the work. So hele mai, come along and let's make some Instant Pot sweet and sour spare ribs. First, let's gather your ingredients. You'll need water, ginger, shoyu, spare ribs, onion, garlic, brown sugar, pineapple, and rice vinegar. Rice vinegar is more of a sweet, subtle tang. If you want more of a strong tang, you can definitely use apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar as well. Now let's talk about ribs. There's different types of ribs, and of course this recipe is spare ribs. Spare ribs comes from the belly of the pig, but there also are baby back ribs, which comes from the loin towards the back of the pig, and there's also like a St. Louis style ribs, which are spare ribs that have been like trimmed. Takes off the breastbone and the extra cartilage to give it like a more uniform shape. Now spare ribs, you can find them in the full piece at your store, or like at my local grocery store, they pre-chop it up to be already the size and shape for sweet sour spare ribs. So that's the one I buy. Totally up to you which ones you want to get. Now let's start with some prep. First, the onion. You'll need one small onion. This one was a little bit bigger, so I cut it in half and we'll only use half of it. Then you can peel out the outside, the brown layer like this, and maybe one layer beneath that. Once that's done, you can go ahead and cut off the top and the root, and then you'll slice the onion into thin slices like this. Once you feel like the onion is going to start to tip over, you can tip the onion to its side and continue cutting it into slices like this. Once you're done, you can go ahead and discard or place into the compost the outside and set the onions aside. And then the ginger, you'll just cut it into slices like this. You can totally grate it or mince it up if you want, but I find just cutting it into slices makes it so much easier, and you can just toss it in whole like that. And then lastly, the garlic. I hate mincing up garlic, so I like to use my garlic press. So you can go ahead and put it in like that, and all you have to do is squeeze it and it comes through the other side. You'll continue doing that with all your pieces and it's so much quicker. I'll link the garlic press that I have in the description box below. Now for the sauce, you'll go ahead and add to a bowl brown sugar. You can use light, golden, or dark, totally up to you. And then you'll add some water and some shoyu. And of course the rice vinegar and some pineapple juice. Save the pineapple chunks, we'll put that in a little bit later. Then you'll mix it up until everything is well combined, and then all you have to do is toss in the ginger that we sliced up and the garlic. Mix it up one final time and then you'll set this aside. Sweet and sour spare ribs is a Chinese dish, but we've taken it here in Hawaii and put a local twist on it by adding some pineapples. Now, adding pineapples to a dish does not make it Hawaiian, and in fact, pineapples are not even indigenous to Hawaii, they're indigenous to South America. But in the late 19th century and the early 20th century, pineapples made a name here in Hawaii. Plantations like Dole, Maui Pine, and Del Monte made a big name for themselves here in Hawaii, and marketing was very strong to associate pineapples with Hawaii. But or ham and pineapple and putting it, say, on pizza, that doesn't make it Hawaiian. But there are a lot of local dishes here in Hawaii that use pineapple to give it that local Hawaiian twist. And sweet and sour spare ribs is one of those. Now let's get cooking. Add your cooking oil of choice to the Instant Pot and add about half of your spare ribs to the pot. You're gonna cook this on saute mode until it starts to brown. Once the first half has browned, you'll remove that from the pot, and then you'll add in the onions. You'll saute that until they become translucent, and then you'll add your remainder of the spare ribs into the pot. This helps even browning. You could toss the whole thing in at one time, but sometimes it takes a lot longer to brown it up like that. And then you'll go ahead and cook that until brown, and then add back the spare ribs that you cooked earlier to the pot, so you'll have the whole pot filled with brown spare ribs. Then you'll add the sauce that we just made to the pot, place the lid on and set to sealing. Then you're gonna cook on manual high pressure for 25 minutes. Now, while these cook up, let's talk about things to serve this with. Obviously, here in Hawaii, you can't have a plate lunch style dish without sticky white rice, of course. That goes with just about every dish. But other things that are great to serve it with, Hawaiian style mac salad. You can check out the recipe here or in the description box below. Speaking of, all the instructions and ingredients are always listed in the description box, so check it out. Once it's done cooking, allow natural pressure release for 10 minutes, then you'll go ahead and open the valve and you'll let the steam out until the pin drops. Once the pin drops, you can open the lid, and sorry for the steam, be careful it's hot because it steamed up my lens. Then you'll go ahead and add the pineapple chunks and just stir that in to warm. Now to thicken up the sauce, you'll go ahead and add cornstarch and water to make a slurry. Go ahead and mix it together until everything is well combined, and then you can pour that into the pot. If you like it thicker than this, then you can go ahead and add a little bit more or remove some of the juices from the pot. Stir it up for some delicious Instant Pot sweet and sour spare rib. And that's how you make Instant Pot sweet and sour spare ribs. If you want to check out other Instant Pot recipes, then check out this playlist here. And until next time, ahui ho!
Thank you for watching my mom's video.